And we're back. John, I think it's been a very long break since our last session.
Yeah, a few months now.
And what was that? That was back in April.
Yeah.
But I feel better having had lunch and gone to the restroom, and now we're back.
Still in the same room. It's weird. But yeah, we're down in Orlando now. Bit of a trek down here.
It was a long walk.
Yeah. Time to think. But we'll be here for the next few days from OLC Accelerate. We've got a set of a lineup of interviews coming up for you, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then we'll also be taking you into the conference so that you can see what's going on here at OLC Accelerate. Easy for me to say. What are you excited about as we look forward?
I'm excited about a lot of things, John, but it's probably worth the pause for just a second to say, hey, welcome to OLC Live, the bringing to life the virtual experience for registered virtual participants and the greater community. That's what we're trying to do. So I'm excited in general by that whole prospect. I love that. I love bringing things to life online.
Yeah. I'm excited to be back with everyone. We've got an archive of what we did last time.
Yep.
That you get the link for.
Yep, that is the URL shortening service bit.ly, bit.ly. That's bit.ly/OLC Live Archive. All lowercase, no spaces. bit.ly/OLC Archive. You get the whole YouTube playlist from OLC Live at Innovate 2018, which was outstanding.
Yeah.
The people they had there running OLC Live Innovate were just some of the best people I know. And you and me.
Yeah. We lost the people who were competent, but we still got us.
So we hope that there's somebody out there actually watching this at some point. Oh, I see a face. Hello, how are you? So the YouTube archive that we just mentioned is also, I believe, John, going to be the place where these sessions land eventually.
I think so. We've got a couple of different channels that we're pulling from for all of this, but I think we'll put it all into that same playlist, and so you'll be able to see all of these videos probably next day after the recordings and after all the processing behind the scenes goes on.
So I think that would be great. I mean, just here's a pro tip. How do you use OLC Live beyond just the synchronous in the moment kind of thing? This is great. If you like something, you can just share that OLC Live archive link with colleagues. Just send it out to them and say, hey, take a look there, and it can be on-demand viewing. They can go back to the sessions from Innovate 2018. They can go to the sessions we're originating this week. It's a great free resource service to the community by OLC conference organizers.
Yeah, and if you're a virtual participant in OLC, you can watch the interviews that we're doing and then go back and watch the actual sessions that we were talking about with the guests. Many of the guests that we'll be talking to are featured speakers or keynote speakers, and most of those videos of their sessions are online through the OLC site as well.
Which is a very good point that we should probably talk a little bit about. Hey, you'll see us along the way together, kind of the beginning and ending of each day's program. Today's program is a bit brief.
Yeah, we've got just a kickoff and then a couple of interviews, and Kelvin will be taking the first interview, and then I'll be in on the second, and we'll be here for about 3 hours today.
Yep. Tomorrow, though, Thursday, November the 14th, a date which will live in infamy. That's a whole other date. No. November 14, 2018 is going to be our longer day for OLC Live, and so if you're going to try to tune into anything, that is the day to tune in. You can take a look at the entire schedule of sessions or send that to a friend using the URL that I think you're seeing in the platform right now, but I'm going to repeat for you anyway. It's another bit.ly link, bit.ly/OLC Live 2018, bit.ly/OLC Live 2018. So you can see the whole schedule, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but again, Thursday's the big day. So we start at, I think, 9:30 Eastern time and go up till, gosh, I think so. I guess I could look at the actual schedule and go up to, yes, how about that? Good job, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And then there's just a few sessions on Friday as well, Friday morning. We'll wrap everything wrap everything up. Hope some of you will stick with us that entire time as much as you can. It gets lonely when John just has to talk to me.
Yeah.
He gets very sad.
Tomorrow I'm going to be giving some tours of the conference center, largely just talking to myself, but also anybody that I can rope into it as I wander around. So we'll be recording all of that and yeah, taking you on a tour of a beautiful Dolphin Hotel here in Orlando.
Yeah, I think those are really cool moments, especially for those who are not able to get a local color kind of taste of the conference venue. When John takes you remote into the exhibit hall and into the technology test kitchen or into the beautifully, I might say, beautifully carpeted hallways of the Disney Swan and Dolphin. I think there was, at least a couple years ago, there was a whole Carpets of OLC hashtag on Twitter, I think, something like that.
They're expressive.
I feel like I might need to express something as I stare at them. That's very true. But we will give you some local color. John is going to be our remote correspondent. We missed Dave Goodrich, who was kind of our person on the street in general in Nashville, right?
Yeah, we hope to see him here online. He's back up at MSU this week.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah, several of the people that we talked to will tune in and join us digitally.
Yes.
And then we'll be taking to meet everybody who's here physically and having a good time.
So it's probably worth John mentioning that we do have 2 platforms for OLC Live. So we have our wrap up and kickoff stuff that we're doing, and those remote spots that I think are all you, God bless you, you're doing, and that's going to be in YouTube Live, where we're originating this feed if you're watching it in real time. And then for those featured speaker dignitary interviews that we have, 6 of them over the next 3 days, we're appreciative to our partners at Shindig, who are originating those sessions. So you can join in via the Shindig platform in real time, or again, no matter where they originated, they'll all eventually land in that YouTube playlist at bit.ly/OLC Live Archive sooner or later.
And I can see a few people already joining in on the Shindig for the upcoming interview at the top of the hour.
Yeah, good for you.
The links on the website, on the OLC website, will take you into whichever platform we're using at that time. Yeah, and so you can always just follow those links rather than trying to remember or guess at which one to follow. Yeah,
so and probably also another good tip, right, is especially for the interviews, if you're watching an interview, don't just stay in the room. I think our plan is to close out those rooms at the end of the interview. That allows us to process those links and so forth. So just go take a biology break and get a cup of something, and then sit back down for the next thing if you want to. But don't just kind of leave it in the same link. That's not going to work long term for you.
Yeah. I can see someone having joined us. Is it Ben Scragg?
Ben Scragg. He's famous.
Hi.
He's famous. Can we hear you, Ben?
Can you?
Maybe.
I can see you. I'm a person who's talking, but I don't know if you can hear me.
Maybe not. We'll have to figure out the technical stuff and talk to Ben in a little bit. Okay.
I don't.
Try one more time.
That's any better. Can you hear me now?
No.
Interesting.
If only we had the technology to connect people across great distances with high fidelity.
One day we will learn how all this online stuff works. As we're trying to figure out with getting Ben in, what's the first interview that we're kicking off here at the top of the hour?
The first interview is with some of our featured presenters who are involved with a really interesting project. The Association of Chief Academic Officers, ACAO, ran what they refer to as a Digital Fellows program last year. And so you take all these provosts and other chief academic officers from a number of institutions, and they got really hands-on with digital learning concepts, and they each were obligated as participants in that program to go back to their institutions and carry out some kind of digital learning innovative project.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. So we're going to have one of the principal investigators from that project and two of the participants, two of the provosts who were participated in the Digital Fellows program last year here telling us about that. And then they have a feature session on the OLC Accelerate program as well. So if you're a registered virtual participant, you can actually see their full session via webcasting when that comes up. But we'll have, it's probably worth saying, a bit more of a conversation in each of these interview segments. So while we might be talking to somebody who's doing a session at OLC Accelerate, they're not just going to, do the session here, because that would be redundant or repetitive or repetitively redundant.
We're hoping to be able to bring you into the conversations with them, and then represent our online audience and ask the insightful questions.
Yes. So that is our hope that will work out. I'm sure it'll be no problem. We have having a little bit of difficulty with the audio and YouTube Live, but I'm sure it's going to be fine in the Shindig platform with the interviews. So don't let that deter you from speaking up when that time comes. We can try this again if any of you have any. I think we have the capability of chat, or any chat comments or any verbal comments. We'd love to hear from those of you who are live and online right now. We'd love to hear from you. I don't know if we can hear from you, but we'd love to hear from you. Ben, you want to try again?
Yeah, here I am trying. Any success this time? Can you hear me now?
Well.
Oh,
fascinating. Yeah, well, you might be reduced to chatting. That's a possibility. 7 years ago. That looks really weird when you see yourself do it on camera.
Yeah, on the slide delay.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
I was going to say something, but our second interview today is with our keynote speaker, Jane McGonigal.
Very cool.
I'm really excited about this one. I've been reading her book called Super Better, and I think that's what she's going to be talking to us about in the keynote. Jane is a PhD in psychology, I think, and she's been studying the psychology of games as a motivational tool for the last 10 or 15 years now.
Very cool.
And so she's going to be talking to us about really how to apply games to your learning, how to apply games to online learning, and how to use games to make your life better, how to think about your life as a game in order to give you the types of motivation to tackle it better. So to accept failure,
what an amazing opportunity. So here's this keynote speaker, big deal speaker for OLC Accelerate, who's going to come in, and you, our OLC Live interactive audience, are going to have the chance to interact with that speaker up close and in person. So, think about questions you want to ask, think about topics you want to share, and that'll be via Shindig, so we're not going to have these little audio issues that we're having with YouTube Live. So that is an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. I've been looking forward to talking to her since that was announced, and I hope that we'll have a lot of people joining in and asking all those questions.
Yeah, so that would be a great share even right now. What's the start time of that one?
That one's at 3 o'clock, I think.
3 o'clock Eastern time today.
Yeah.
And so you could again go to the schedule of sessions, which again is at bit.ly/OLC Live 2018. You could find that Jane McGonigal session, copy the link, and share that with all your friends and neighbors, and tune right back in using that link at 3 o'clock Eastern time today. Another session I'm looking forward to participating in and that we're hosting is tomorrow's session, Thursday session at 10 a.m. With two dignitaries from our Online Learning Consortium community. One member of the OLC board, Dr. Patsy Moskal from University of Central Florida, UCF, from which I hail, and Dr. Devin Conchilla, who is the new Chief Knowledge Officer at OLC and a member of the OLC cabinet. And so they're going to talk to us about kind of the place of OLC and our greater online/digital learning community, and the place of OLC Accelerate
specifically within the broader community. So especially if you're maybe not an OLC insider, you haven't gotten involved in OLC before, that might be a really good session. And if you have been and you're just not here this week, it's a great opportunity to get up close and personal with some folks who are very connected to the OLC community.
I'm really looking forward to that one. And I'm glad that you're able to lead that one, because you've got a lot of knowledge of the history of OLC and sort of, especially as it's been in this area, so close to your home institution.
Yeah, that's true.
So getting your perspective on it as well.
Yeah, I don't know much. I show up. You know, they've been doing these things in Orlando for a while, and we've been very fortunate. We're able to defray the costs of our staff participating because we don't have to pay for airline tickets, and so it's just a matter of mileage down to the lovely Walt Disney World Resort property, and yeah. So for years, when it was the Sloan Consortium, OLC. It's all been here in formerly the International Conference and now Accelerate, and we've been very fortunate to participate at some scale. And so, yeah, I think it'll be much more interesting to hear from Devin and Patsy though tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that one. What else? I know what I'm looking forward to on Friday in particular, but what else on Thursday are you looking forward to?
On Thursday after that interview, I'm going to be doing some of our tours. We have the technology test kitchen.
What you cooking up? What you cooking up?
Yeah, they've got all these chefs having all sorts of new recipes for online learning, and so we're going to go see what they're working on, see what they're excited about. One of the things that I'm most excited about in that space is that they've got a new escape room, and so I'm going to hope to tag along with an escape team as they're trying to figure out their way out of those puzzles and see what they're doing. We're going to talk to Maddie Shelgren, who designed the escape room, and then talk to the various cooks in the kitchen. And see what they're working on.
Oh yeah, it's very cool. You know, one of my favorite Twitter interchanges, it's completely self-serving, but you know, one of my favorite Twitter exchanges over the last 6 months or so, our colleague Whitney Kilgore tweeted out a request, and she said something to the effect of, hey, do any of you have any instructional activities that make you escape rooms? And I was in one of those moods that morning. Maybe I hadn't had my coffee yet. I don't know. But I just tweeted back, aren't all courses escape room kind of activities?
Yep.
But and it got a lot of favorites and retweets, and people were like, touche. Yes, they are. Plenty of students feel that way. But I'm really interested to see what the escape room at the Technology Test Kitchen is like. You ever been in an escape room?
I have. I enjoyed it. Hopefully less deaths this time, but we'll see.
Less deaths? Were there a lot of deaths?
Yeah,
Okay.
But no, I've really enjoyed a couple of escape rooms. I went on a few, with friends, and I haven't done them in an educational environment, so I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of spin they put on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also did one where we had boxes where you break into these lock boxes. And that one was at a conference, and it was a really good team building exercise. And so I'm looking forward to the team element of this one as well.
Yeah, I think that'll be a real neat tune-in opportunity via YouTube Live on Thursday. So what time is, or is that
We're
on
not
Friday?
quite sure yet. We're looking at going to the Technology Test Kitchen at 10:45 on Thursday, and then again at 1:45 on Thursday, just to see some of the different things that are going on. And then right now we're planning on going back at 10 a.m. on Friday, but we'll see how everything fits together and which teams we can tag along with.
That's a very good point, that there might be a little bit of modification to the schedule, and we're going to do our very best to get the website updated, that schedule. If we do make any modifications, again at bit.ly/OLC Live 2018 is where that schedule is. We'll get that modified, but we're going to try to do our best to verbally update when we know of any modifications. So tune in often, and
yeah, that's the best way to go.
Tune in regularly.
Check back in with us, especially for our kickoffs and wrap ups each day. We'll be able to review what we've been doing all day and what's coming up next.
Yep.
And give you any updates. We're also trying to pull in, sort of last minute guests. I'd really like to take everybody out into Disney World and see that through maybe the eyes of my 7-year-old daughter who's here with me.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And take you on a ride maybe if Disney will let us.
You don't ask them anything.
Yeah. If Disney doesn't notice really. But yeah, and then a few other interviews. The last one that we're going to do is with Angela Gunder and Jess Knott on Friday.
That should be a big draw. And if it isn't already a big draw for you, make it a big draw because they're delightful.
Yeah, and they were the chairs for OLC Innovate this past April. They've been involved with OLC for the last several years, and are working on some networking activities here at the conference that are going on, and they're going to be taking over OLC Live for us moving forward into next April. So
dare we say improving OLC Live.
Yeah, almost inevitably. But they've got some great plans, and I'm looking forward to hearing sort of where they are on those.
Yeah.
I think they're going to take it international as the idea.
Well, there you go. That's awesome. That is innovative.
Yeah. Our unwillingness to get on a boat or walk over the water has really been limiting, but they don't share those concerns.
Yeah, that's right. So I guess another note about the schedule is most of our slots are scheduled for 45 minutes in the interviews. That might be true of the remote spots as well.
Many of them are, but they vary a little bit more.
So our target really probably is going to be more in the 30-minute range with a little bit of wiggle room. Make sure that we have ample opportunity for those of you who tune in real time to interact with our participants and then do a little transition from one session to the next. So we might not go all the way down to that 45-minute mark. So I would say if you have a choice, get into the sessions earlier rather than trying to catch the tail end of the sessions.
Yeah.
That will be a thing. Let me check my cheat sheet of things. Those of you who are virtual participants, please do spread the word. If you've already caught our kickoff here, as you are tuning in to the webcast sessions of the virtual program via MediaSite, go ahead and share with the others who are participating with you the link to the OLC Live schedule. Again, bit.ly/OLC Live 2018. In one sense, it's kind of like OLC Live is to the MediaSite webcast sessions like walking out of the session and having a nice hallway conversation or a coffee conversation at the coffee break, or stick around after the session, talk to the speaker, kind of an interaction. It fills in the gaps. And I know when I've been a virtual participant in those webcast things, I just do them back to back to back to back to back to back. That's a lot to take in. And so taking a break over at any time you want to over the OLC Live sessions should have a restorative, I hope, kind of a characteristic.
Yeah, I mean, I think when whether you're on ground or you're watching sessions, if you don't take that time to reflect on what you just saw, most of that will just go in one ear and out the other. And so we're hoping that we can give you some space here to have a conversation, come in and ask your questions, and join us and just bounce around some ideas. And I know that I get the most out of those hallway conversations. And I wrote a blog post before we started off at Nashville last year, just saying that I really hope this allows people to come in and join those conversations and to have that time to reflect.
I'm really excited that the OLC Accelerate organizers have seen fit to include OLC Live as a companion part of the program to add value to our registered participants virtually for those reasons, but then also to expand the circle to those of you who were not able to be registered participants or who didn't even know about OLC Accelerate. So please do share these links that we've been giving you. Again, we'll recap the eventual archive on YouTube of all the sessions from Innovate 2018 and OLC Accelerate 2018, I believe, is bit.ly/OLC Live Archive, all lowercase, no spaces. And to see what's going on this week at any point and to share with your friends and colleagues, that's bit.ly/OLC Live 2018.
I think we've got to wrap it up so that you can get ready for your
I think that's right. So we're going to take a break here. When we come back at the top of the hour, we're going to be in Shindig. So go to that live schedule session and click on the link for the for interview number 1, and we'll be live with you in just a moment.